Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 13 of the Avengers, written by Jed MacKay. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. So with that said, this issue opens up exactly where the last one left off, with the impossible city in Earth's orbit under attack by an army of Stark Sentinels. So as wave upon wave of Sentinels bore down on the Avengers' fortress, the base did all it could to repel the attack. So with chaos breaking out in the skies around them, the girl asked the city if it is able to hold back the Sentinel onslaught, and which the city replied by saying yes and no, for this volume, as Sentinels would eventually overwhelm their defenses. So with defeat imminent, the girl asked the city, how long would it take for it to be able to dimensional shift, to which the city replied by saying 16 minutes. So with that number given, she then asks, how long would it take for the Sentinels to break through their perimeter, in which, unfortunately, it replies by saying 12 minutes. So with the battle playing out overhead, we jump over to Orchis base, Juno, where MODOK is having a conversation with 3D Man, and MODOK is surprised that 3D Man is able to figure out exactly where the impossible city was hiding. In fact, he goes as far as to say that he thought the impossible city was undetectable. In which 3D Man replied by saying it is, because it has a powerful stealth screen and alters its orbit regularly. But he is 3D Man and he sees everything. So with that explanation given, MODOK couldn't help but to point out that they are going through a great deal of Sentinels at a very fast rate. The same Sentinels that are also needed elsewhere. So with that complaint noted, 3D Man replies by saying, when this is all over they could build more because the Avengers have been hitting them all day. And now he is just moments away from serving them up on a silver platter. So as MODOK and 3D Man continue their debate, we jump down to Avengers target number 9, which so happened to be a mutant re-education center. And when we get there, we see Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, and Captain America standing over a defeated Sentinel. And while they are there, the Black Panther get news that the impossible city is under attack. Which Sam Wilson responds by saying, they just sent a prison full of mutants there, which is something T'Challa was fully aware of. In fact, he goes as far as to say, this was always a plan with a certain amount of flexibility, and the Orchis agent that is on this is better than he had anticipated. So with that news delivered, the Scarlet Witch states that T'Challa had underestimated 3D Man, in which T'Challa had to admit that he did because 3D Man was always more capable than anyone gave him credit for. So with everything out there, the Scarlet Witch tells the Black Panther and Captain America that she is needed up there. And if the two of them can deal with 3D Man on their own, and which the two replies by saying yes. So with the marching orders given, T'Challa tells the city to transport them to the given coordinates. So as the three set off to accomplish their task, we jump over to Iron Man, Vision, and Thor all getting the news about the city's situation. Now with the race against the clock on, they requested a portal so they can join the battle. And battle they did, as Wanda, Iron Man, Vision, and Thor ripped through wave upon wave of metallic mayhem. So on the next page, we see Tony laying down heavy support fire as Thor clashes his hammer directly into the face of several Sentinels. And as for Vision, he uses his abilities to cut through the enemy's forces with ease, as Wanda deals out a great amount of damage. But regardless of how much impact they were making on the battlefield, they were still reported as 2 minutes short of accomplishing their goal. So that is when Captain Marvel herself steps into the fight. So with the numbers back tilting in the Avengers' favor, we jump back over to the Orchis base, Juno. And when we get there, we see alarms going off, because Captain America and Black Panther just arrived on the scene. But regardless of two Avengers making their way into the Orchis base, 3D Man tells MODOK that he was already planning for this to go down. Because why would he attack an Avenger base and not expect to have to fight at least one or two Avengers personally? Because he states that he is 3 people in one person, which means one of him outnumbers 2 of them. So with that declaration made, he hangs up on MODOK as he tells the Avengers to come out and face him and see what they threw away. So before that battle kicked off, we jump back over to Captain Marvel arriving on the battlefield, and within moments, she is going completely in on all the Sentinels alongside her team. Now during this battle, she tells her comrades that she is counting on them to save Yuma once 3 minutes have passed. Because after those 3 minutes, she will be snapped back to where she was and replaced with Yuma once more. In which Wanda reassures her that she will do just that and protect her with her own life. So with that battle going as expected, we jump back over to Captain America and Black Panther fighting 3D Man. And during this battle, we see how Captain America and Black Panther really don't want to hurt their friend. But 3D Man is of a different opinion. So to seal this battle, the Black Panther tells 3D Man that he told them that he would come at them with everything he had. Now this right here threw 3D Man off, because he assumed that this was a trick, but little did he know, it was a trick that they orchestrated together. Because with lightning-fast reflexes, the Black Panther got behind 3D Man and whispered a phrase in his ear in Wakanda. Now, with that phrase, we see the exact moment where the Black Panther and 3D Man came up with this plan. Because their plan was to embed an ex-Avenger into Orchis's ranks in order for him to feed them information and intelligence from the inside. But as this realization dawned upon him, a Sentinel was able to break through the perimeter and head straight towards the city. So with the clock ticking, we then see how 3D Man came up with the idea to put himself under hypo-conditioning to even trick himself. So with the plot getting thicker, we see Tony and Vision break away from the main battle to cut off the incoming threat. Now the reason why 3D Man chose mental camouflage with a code phrase ripcord was because he needed a way to give the information to them without consciously knowing about it. Because if he was aware, then Orchis would figure it out as well. So he needed everything to be perfect for this to play out. So with the 3 minutes up, Captain Marvel started to get pulled back to where she came from as she called for Wanda's assistance. So with the last bit of information given, we do indeed see 3D Man tell T'Challa that he is going to come after the Avengers with everything he got, so please don't underestimate him. So with the final piece of memories falling into place, 3D Man snaps back to himself and rushes to stop the Sentinel right before it was able to touch down. So with a dead man switch, he commanded all the Sentinels in orbit to deactivate, and after giving the final code, they all stopped dead in their tracks. So with the day saved and this battle won, we see the Black Panther, 3D Man, and Captain America rush back to the Impossible City. Because within this mission, they were able to knock out key infrastructure and the Sentinels' reserves that Orchis needed to continue their battle. So on the next page, we pick up days later, following the events of this battle, where we see the Avengers having a cookout as they celebrate their victory. But unfortunately for them, on the last page, we see the Earth being enveloped in shadows as this issue comes to an end. Because in the next issue of the Avengers, we are going to dive headfirst into the Blood Hunt event. Now I know this isn't my normal content, but I've been looking forward to this event. So I am looking forward to covering this story with you all as it comes out. So with that out there, if you want to stay in the loop about any individual storyline, then how about you hop over to the playlist section down below or in the link cards above to get all caught up on the X-Men runs. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.